Has any research been done on the impact of atmospheric pressure on seismic activity? Earth is one tangled system. My reasoning is that if the Earth's surface and crust experiences less pressure due to changes in atmospheric pressure, then maybe seismic movement can occur easier than usual. The answer, for the first question, has any research been done on the impact of atmospheric pressure on seismic activity? Yes, this is a question that geologists and seismologists have considered for a long time. And for the second point, my reasoning is that if the Earth's surface and crust experiences less pressure due to changes in atmospheric pressure, then maybe seismic movement can occur easier than usual. So broadly, the underlying logic is sound. Anything that can change the stress state in the crust can potentially change some details of the statistics of earthquakes, making a given event that is near failure either more or less likely to occur depending on the nature of the change in stress state. In terms of surface influences, the most common consideration is that some processes that reduces mass above a fault, for example less surface water, effectively reduces the normal stress on the fault and means that the shear stress required for the fault to slip is less. It's easier for an earthquake to occur, but there are other mechanisms by which these surface changes can potentially influence fault and earthquake behavior. In detail, a variety of surface details, mostly related to hydrologic changes, for example, changes in groundwater, changes in snow mass, changes in precipitation, and so on, have been suggested to modulate the detailed statistics of earthquakes. Now, the trick with barometric pressure changes potentially working in this way is that these tend to be very small compared to things like changes in water mass. Per the Landsberg reference, they've been considered. But even in that review, it was generally assumed that they were not of sufficient magnitude to actually do much. There have been occasional suggestions that barometric pressure changes could influence subtle statistics of earthquake sequences, like those observed in the sequence following the 1992 Landers earthquake in California. But subsequent work has shown that these are likely better explained by seasonal variation in hydrology. Similarly, there was a lot of buzz around the result from an article, which suggested that the low pressure from systems like typhoons might be sufficient to trigger so-called slow earthquakes at subduction zones like Taiwan. But again, subsequent work has suggested that the triggering attributed originally to barometric pressure changes are probably better explained by larger changes in water masses. It's been researched, and occasionally there's been results that are suggestive of barometric pressure changes being able to influence the exact timing of earthquakes or earthquake-like processes. But few of them have held up to scrutiny, and most seem better explained with changes in water mass instead. Follow this channel for more Santa Explains. And if you have any questions I should answer, just write them down in the comments.